My name's Helen Sadler and I'm originally from Durham and I studied a PhD here at York. I looked into the role of teaching assistants in mainstream primary schools and I specifically explored their influence on the social inclusion of pupils who had special educational needs. I was really lucky because I was chosen as an ESRC funded student, which meant that had a whole host of opportunities unlocked for me. So I was the student rep for the White Rose community, so I worked with students in York to represent their views across Sheffield and Leeds as well. And I was also given a desk in the Berwick Soul building, which was hugely helpful because there were a nice little community of us who supported each other. PhD life can be quite solitary, I think, and being able to be surrounded by other students all the time was really, really helpful. My supervisors were absolutely invaluable because they not only gave me the academic support but also the emotional support to be able to get through such a difficult course, kind of working on my own an awful lot of the time, so they were fantastic. I think the social scene in York is really great. I was really worried about that coming in as a postgraduate student because I hadn't studied here before. I went to Sunderland University for my undergrad and then I went to Cambridge for my master's, so I was used to two very different universities in the way that they kind of run, and I was worried about where York would fit and was hoping it would be somewhere in between, and it very much was. I loved the collegiate system here because that definitely gave me an excuse to kind of make friends and put myself out there, and also being a college tutor and a welfare officer meant that I met not only students who were postgraduates, but I also supported a huge range of students with their undergraduate studies, which made me a lot more confident about my abilities because I knew that I could help them by sharing some of my previous experiences, and that was a really rewarding role in many ways. The platform that my PhD gave me in terms of building a career after my studies was really invaluable. I realised about 2/3 of the way through my PhD that the findings I was coming out with had a real potential to support the education system and improve it, and it was an area that hadn't previously been studied a huge amount. I knew that government was particularly interested in it. Ofsted and the Department for Education were doing a huge amount of work into the role of TAs, and I felt I had something useful to offer. So my supervisors supported me to build my own social enterprise company, Inclusive Classrooms, about 2 years ago. So I've built 2 practical programs that I take into schools and train teachers on how to use to support their teaching assistants and to support their children with special needs particularly. And just last month I managed to raise enough grant funding so that I can now take a full-time salary from the business. So that is now what I do full-time, and if I hadn't done my PhD there's no way I would have been able to do that.